photographic film under light.
Yeah, I have given the homework for the photolytic decomposition, right? Examples. What is it?
Sir, you said to find out the mechanism of photographic film under light.
Okay. Okay. So photolytic decomposition means what? Decomposition taken place in the presence of light. So if you take the photographic film like AgCl, in the presence of light, what will happen? It will decompose into the 2Ag plus Cl2 or 2AgBr. In the presence of light, what will happen? Decompose into 2Ag plus Br2. So decomposition taken place in the presence of light is the photolytic decomposition. So examples are the photographic films. It is made up of AgCl and the AgBr. Okay. And electrolysis, already know. Whenever you are passing the electricity, the chemical reaction will happen inside the electrolysis bath. So decomposition of water, that is not H2O2, that is a H2O only. Decomposition of water will use hydrogen gas and the oxygen gas. But how much amount of hydrogen gas we are getting here? We are getting the double the amount of hydrogen gas than the oxygen gas, right? In the decomposition of water.
Yes, sir.
We are getting the hydrogen gas
Yes,
2
sir.
times of oxygen gas. Okay. So whenever you are doing the electrolysis of water, you will get the hydrogen gas double the amount than the oxygen gas. So this is all about the decomposition reaction. Then the displacement reaction. What is the displacement reaction?
So it's a kind of reaction in which the higher reactive metal displaces a lower reactive metal.
It is a chemical reaction in which
Higher reactive metal displaces lower reactive metal.
high reactive metal will displace the lowest reactive metal. So already we discussed that reactivity series, right?
Yes, sir.
It is a
Like
chemical
we
reaction
can add copper sulfate and zinc.
in which high reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal. So this reactivity also based upon the reactivity series. So what is the metal reactivity series? First, what is the starting element?
Potassium.
Potassium. What is the first one? Is potassium or lithium?
Sir, lithium. No, sir, potassium.
It will start with the lithium, then potassium will come, okay? In the trick, I didn't mention that lithium, but lithium is the most reactive. So first lithium, next potassium, next
magnesium,
sodium, calcium, magnesium,
aluminium,
aluminum,
zinc,
zinc. What is the trick here? Please stop calling me a careless Shiva. Instead, learn how copper saves gold. So this is the trick for the reactivity series. So first potassium came, sodium came, calcium came, magnesium, aluminum, carbon, zinc, iron. Next, alpha, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold, and platinum. So this is a complete reactivity series. From the left to right, the reactivity will decrease. So what are the main points of the reactivity series here? What are the main points of the reactivity series, Piyush?
The main point meaning like
Characteristics of the
most
reactivity series.
I didn't
Main point means
understand.
characteristics. The starting elements in the series are most reactive than the middle and the lower elements in the reactivity series, right?
Yes, sir.
Then the starting elements will lose the electrons easily and will form the cations easily. Like lithium, potassium, sodium, calcium will lose the electrons easily and will form the cation easily. If you're losing the electron means it will formation of cation only, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Next. So starting elements are the most active metals like lithium, sodium, potassium. These are most active. The last elements, these are the like after the hydrogen, like copper, silver. These elements are the least active. So these will not participate at all in the chemical reactions like copper, silver, Au and platinum. But lithium, sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium are the most active. Immediately they will react. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. So, and one more main important point is, suppose if you take the calcium can replace the elements which are present to the right side of the calcium, right? Means it can replace magnesium, aluminum, carbon, zinc. But the same calcium cannot replace the sodium, potassium, and lithium. This is the main point.
Yeah.
So whatever the elements are there, if you take any particular element in the reactivity series, that element will replace the below elements in the reactivity series or the right side elements in the reactivity series. But it cannot replace the elements which are present left side of it. Understanding? Suppose if you take aluminium, it can replace the carbon, zinc, iron, lead. But it cannot replace like lithium, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. That is the most important point in the displacement reaction. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the reaction here?
CuSO4 plus Fe?
No, sir, it will be
CaSO4
remaining.
plus.
No, sir, no, sir. No, sir. It will be a FeSO4 only.
Is it correct?
Yes.
No, sir. It will be FeSO4
No, sir,
only.
it should be FeSO4 itself.
Why?
Yes, sir. It should be.
Vedika, what is the reason
Because
behind this? Wait.
iron is more reactive.
Vedika, what is the main reason behind this?
Sir, I didn't understand.
You didn't understand. Pranav?
Yes, sir.
So why this reaction is not possible?
One sec.
Hmm?
Sir, because iron is more reactive than copper.
Iron is more reactive than copper. Then
But sir, copper cannot displace iron from its salt.
copper cannot displace the iron from the ferrous sulfate. Very good. Vedika, which one is more reactive? So if you are seeing this,
Iron.
copper and the iron, which one is more reactive? Iron
Iron.
will come first, right? So iron is most reactive. What is the displacement reaction? The most reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal.
Least.
Already the copper is the least reactive, iron is the most reactive. It will not go and replace this one, right? The copper will not go and replace the iron from the iron sulfate. So it will not form reaction like this. But if you take the example, this one, what will happen, Vedika?
FeSO4 plus Cu.
FeSO4 plus Cu, because iron is more reactive than the copper. So iron will go and replace the copper from the copper sulfate solution.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay. And you know what is the color of this? Green. That is called as in green vitriol. Copper sulfate is called as in blue vitriol. Blue color solution.
So what does vitriol mean?
It's a name, chemical name. That's all. The color of the solution. And the next one is a double displacement reaction. So what is the double displacement reaction?
Two elements displace two other elements. It displaces two times.
It
Two
displaces two
compounds
times.
displaces each. The two compounds displaces each other.
Two compounds will displace each other. Next, anyone? So in this case, two compounds will react and these compounds will exchange their metal ions to form the two other new compounds. That is the double displacement reaction. Suppose if you take AgNO3 and the NaCl, what will happen?
NaNO3 and AgCl.
Suppose if you take Ag and Na as a metal. So Ag is attached to the NO3 and Na is attached to the Cl. Now these two compounds will interchange their ions. Means Na will go, NO3 will go and attach with the Na, and Cl will come and attach with the Ag. It is a chemical reaction in which two compounds react by exchanging of ions, right? So what are the ions here? NO3 and the Cl. So Ag will give this NO3 to Na, and Na will give this Cl to the Ag. So it will form AgCl and NaNO3. So completely new
Sir, why
products are
can't
formed.
sodium displace?
Why can't?
Sodium displace. Like, why
You
can't
can
it be
take in that way
Na?
also. Suppose if you take AgNO3 and NaCl, you can say in this way also. NO3 is constant, Cl is constant. Na will go and attach with the NO3 and Ag will go and attach with the Cl.
So, sir, any metal can displace.
Yeah,
Either the
it is a reaction between any two compounds, right?
Sir.
It is not between the element and compound. Before case, there is an element and compound here. But here, there is a reaction between the any two compounds only. So any two compounds reaction is happening only by exchanging of ions. It can be cation or anion. In the first case, I said about the anion exchange. But in the second case, it is a cation exchange.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it is a double displacement reaction. Next one, neutralization reaction. What is a neutralization reaction?
So can you please scroll it up a bit?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
What is a neutralization reaction then?
When acid and base come together and neutralize each other effects.
Yeah. So whenever the acid and base react, it will produce the salt and water. So acid plus base always will produce
Salt plus water.
salt plus water. So I'll explain you complete about the neutralization reaction afterwards also. How to write the name for the salt, that also I'll explain you in the afterwards. So just definition I have given here. So whenever the acid plus base will react, it will always produce the salt and water. So example, H2SO4 plus NaOH will use Na2SO4 plus H2O. Is it the balanced chemical equation? Check it once.
No, sir.
Then what you have to do?
So we have to add 2 to NaOH.
You have to add
OH should be 2, I guess.
just if you add 2 here, everything is balanced, right?
Yes, sir.
Check it. Okay, now it is balanced,
So
right?
one hydrogen is missing. So one hydrogen is missing.
And a hydrogen is missing.
No, sir. Yes.
How many hydrogens are missing, Piyush?
Sir, I guess, yeah, sorry, sir. It should be 2 hydrogens missing.
Sir, it should be 2H2O, I think.
Yes, sir. It should be 2H2O.
It should be 2H2O. Good. Then it will be the constant, right? 4 oxygens plus 2, 6 oxygens are there. Here also 4 oxygen plus 2, 6 oxygens. So it is all about the neutralization. I will explain the further details of the neutralization reaction afterwards. Like how to write the name of this salt or how to identify the acid and base from the given salts. These things. Next one is the precipitate reaction. What is the meaning of precipitate?
At the bottom of the, like at the bottom of the test tube after the reaction takes place, that one.
So whatever the insoluble substance is formed at the bottom of the test tube. The insoluble substance which is forming at the bottom of the test tube is called as a precipitate. So when a chemical equation takes place, when a chemical reaction takes place in aqueous solution, and one of the insoluble substance is forming at the bottom of the beaker. That is called as a precipitate reaction. So if you take example, what is the name of Na2SO4?
Sodium sulfate.
Sodium sulfate. Then what is the formula for barium chloride?
Sir, BaCl.
What is the formula for barium chloride?
BaCl3.
I'll remember all the answers. Wait. One is BaCl, another one is BaCl3. Anyone BaCl4? Vedika, what is the answer? It's a BaCl5.
No, sir.
Then
Sir, minus BaCl2.
minus BaCl2. Very good. Minus also will come in the chemical formulas.
No, sir. Mine is BaCl2,
Okay.
not minus.
Okay. Sorry. Yours is BaCl2. Next, Vedika.
Sir, BaCl3.
BaCl3. Sayakshit is there, right? Pranav and the Sayakshit.
Sir, it's BaCl2, sir.
Pranav, what is the formula? Pranav?
I think it, sir, is it BaCl?
BaCl. Sayakshit? Sayakshit. That means you didn't study the table properly. Except Piyush. Ba will show +2, right? Belongs to second group.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Cl is -1. If you interchange these two, it will form
BaCl.
BaCl2. This weekend you have the test and all the topics. Definitely, I will conduct
Okay,
the
sir.
test.
Sir, can you share the notes?
Yeah, I will
Yes,
share the
sir.
notes
Sunday.
today. It's Sunday will be there for you. If you are saying the formulas like this now, I'll provide the worksheet of 500 formulas then. Okay, so barium chloride formula is BaCl2. So whenever the sodium sulfate reacting with the barium chloride, it will form the barium sulfate plus NaCl. This barium sulfate will form the precipitate. So means it will settle at the bottom of the beaker. And NaCl will form the aqueous solution. And when you are doing the precipitate reaction, both the reactant should be in the aqueous format only, not in the solid or the gas. Compulsory those two elements or the reactant should be only in the aqueous state. Understanding? In the
Yes,
precipitate
sir.
reaction, whatever the reactants are there, compulsory all the reactants should be in the aqueous state. So that one of the product which is forming should be the insoluble substance in that aqueous state. So it will settle at the bottom of the beaker, that is a precipitate, like barium sulfate. And another product will be in the aqueous state only. Okay, understand precipitate reaction?
Yes, sir.
So this is all about the different types of chemical reactions.
Yes,
Any
I
doubts
got
in this?
one more reaction.
No.
In my 7th grade book, it's called redox reaction. What is it?
What is?
They're like, what is redox reaction? It was written in my 7th grade book.
Okay, redox reaction means the chemical reaction in which both oxidation and reduction will take place simultaneously. Okay, that I will explain you what is oxidation, what is the reduction after this balancing concept. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So losing of electrons is oxidation and the gaining of electrons is the reduction. So both will happen simultaneously. That is the redox reaction. So first we'll discuss about the balancing concept. Then we'll come back to the neutralization and this redox reactions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is the law we will follow for the balancing a chemical equation?
Law of conservation of mass.
Law of conservation of mass. Then what is the law of conservation of mass?
Mass can neither be created nor destroyed.
Mass neither be created nor be destroyed. Or the number of atoms on the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms on the product side. Right? That is the main concept we'll follow in the law of conservation of mass. How many atoms are there on the reactant side? The same number of atoms should be there on the product side. So first I will teach you the simple method, then I will explain the hit and trial method. So we can do the balancing by two methods. First one is the hit and trial method. And second one is the algebraic method. This hit and trial method is there, right? Again, you'll study in the class 10th, but it is a stepwise method. We'll do the balancing in the stepwise. Total 6 to 7 steps. 6 steps will come in this. But in the algebraic method, we'll do the shortcut, this one. We don't have more steps, just we'll do the shortcuts, and it is a simple one to solve the given chemical equation within the less time. So first I will teach the algebraic method. Then we'll go for the hit and trial. Okay. Understanding?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Everyone turn on your videos. Question number 1. HClO4 plus, or else we'll start with the simple thing. C2H4 plus O2 will give CO2 plus H2O. C2H4 plus O2 will give CO2 plus H2O. Now tell me, how many carbon atoms are there on the reactant side?
2.
Sir, 2.
So
2, right? Then on the product
Yes.
side,
Sir,
Only
1.
one.
only one.
what about the hydrogen?
4
Oh.
hydrogen.
4 hydrogens.
4 hydrogens. are
4
there.
hydrogen.
4 hydrogens. On the react product side, 2 hydrogens only there.
2 hydrogen.
What about the oxygens?
2 oxygens.
2.
2 oxygen.
2 oxygens, and on the product side also we have 3 oxygens. So it is a completely unbalanced chemical equation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now we have to balance this chemical equation. You try this one. Just
Sir, I think I got it.
you got it.
Sir,
Okay.
even I got it.
Okay, 1 minute.
I think so, sir.
So this one simple one is easy to balance that one. But if you go for the higher equations like bigger equations, it is difficult to balance. So in that case, we will use the different methods. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So what are the 4 different rules in balancing the chemical equation by using algebraic method? What is the first one?
You have to write a different letter coefficient in front of each of compound in equation. Okay.
Write a different letter coefficient in front of each compound in the equation. Okay. Just remember the rules. I will explain you by the example. What is the second one? Write algebraic expression or the rules for each element that equates its atom on the LHS and the RHS. The second one is we have to write the algebraic expressions for the each and every element, comparing to the reactant side and the product side. Okay. And third one, just we'll select the simpler algebraic expression and we'll start the comparison process. So what is the first rule? Writing the letter coefficient in front of each compound in the given equation. The second one is writing the algebraic expression for each and every element in the LHS side and the RHS side. That is the second one. And the third one is we will select the simpler algebraic expression and we will start the reduction value. We'll try to obtain the values. And last one is substitute the values which are obtained by solving the algebraic expressions in the equation step number 1. So these are the 4 rules which we'll follow in the algebraic method. So copy these 4 rules. Done?
Yes, sir.
So only these 4 steps will be there. But if you go for the problem now, you will not fill as the steps only. But compared to the hit and trial method, this is the best one to solve the given equation. So again, you have only less than 1 minute. So again, we'll disconnect and we'll join again. Finish.